excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, I wondered
I
about
didn't
that.
see this request for a speaker. Bryan Johnson, 3 minutes. Do we have one more?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break in, but
That's okay. No, thank you for pointing it out.
Bryan Johnson, I'm a Santa Rita parent and PTA member, although obviously I'm speaking just for myself here. First of all, I wanted to say I agree that it's sort of time to move on with this process. It's been a very long time, and it's sort of time to get some decisions made. I have some concerns about the timeline, especially as it interacts with sort of PTA meetings, which are a good venue to get information out to parents on this, and also with just sort of parents' lives and that kind of thing. The last PTA meetings of the year where we pass our budgets for next year are usually in mid to late May. So I'm a little concerned that if this decision gets made after that point in one of your last meetings, then there'll be sort of a feeling by parents who didn't hear anything when they left for the summer and then come back that things will have happened when they weren't paying attention. My other concern about starting to look at sort of conceptual issues in August, September is sort of the elephant in the room, which is the possible renewal of the parcel tax, which has been discussed for the ballot in November. Obviously, I'm assuming there will be a lot of parent effort around getting that out into the community and getting passed. I think discussing these kinds of high-level concepts will get the attention of a lot of parents who may not have been paying close attention, and will sort of split the attention of the parent community between this issue and the parcel tax issue at a time when we may not be able to afford that. And also, Measure A from the city failed for a lot of reasons, but I've had city council members tell me that one of the mistakes they think they made was they were required to go quiet once they had voted to put it on the ballot, and therefore they sort of couldn't get out there and counteract a lot of the misinformation that was being spread about that proposal. And I'm concerned that if you guys are considering this in the August, September timeline, that's money, the parcel tax is money. I'm concerned there might be things out there, and I'm not sure whether there might be issues as to what you would and would not be allowed to say about this versus the parcel tax in that kind of time frame in the run-up to the November election. So just things to think about.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, sure.
Brian.
What's your idea then?
I'm not sure. I hate to suggest postponing things, but on the other hand, I think that November, I mean, after we know whether or not we have the parcel tax renewed, feels like a good sort of baseline. Okay, now we know what the moving parts are and can make a plan overall going forward. I don't know how much work could be done, by the architect before then. Pushing consideration of this from September to November/December. There's obviously also a school board election coming up. Who knows what will happen there? But, I think November, December, although 6 months later than I would prefer to be thinking about these things, since I would prefer to be thinking about them 5 years ago, postponing it by a month or two just to avoid possible interactions with other issues in front of the community seems like it might be a reasonable decision.
So you're not advocating postponing the decision on the site selection, you're postponing the decision on what the site looks like.
Right. No, I think there are a lot of people in the community who want to know what the decision is. So I think, obviously you have much more information about the possible sites out there than I do. If that decision, I mean, not you specifically, but there are members of the council and of the site search committee who have more information on the possibilities out there than I do. I would almost argue that if it's clear that there isn't a site, I wouldn't wait until the end of the year to say that. But I think coming up with a concrete plan, trying to do that over the summer / 6 weeks before November election seems tricky at best.
All right, thank you, Brian.